We're running a little bit late, and that's my problem. Sammy is always perfect, and I am always the knucklehead. But we have a guest that we're going to bring to the show, and he has a special organization that we're going to develop his marketing, and he's going to get a little bit of a discount. And you people are going to be able to kind of watch along the way how we put together all of the marketing and inclusion for Carl using Sammy's talents. And before Carl gets here, oh, wait, here he is. But if you'll notice in the upper corner of this screen, there's this yoga guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, I want to see if you can use that image and make a logo out of it.
All right.
And it's going to say Old Souls Sage Advice. And I don't know if you happen to notice that. But that show that I do with John Faust, it's just two old guys talking about life problems and things that are happening on. And the show page is on Facebook. So one of the things that we're going to show the people about this particular page is how we incorporate an image, and anybody can do that for their business. They can say, hey, Sammy, here's my idea that I have for a business. And the corresponding stuff like making one of these things for the show, prep up here. And then what we try to do, and we're going to do this for Carl as well. And so I'll bring him in just a couple of minutes, but we'll talk about making a Facebook page and then guiding the people through the branding to take it from Facebook page to full-blown branded marketing.
Gotcha.
And that is really to save costs.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at the Old Souls, all right, Carl says that he's only got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to bring him in.
Okay.
Carl.
Hi.
Welcome.
Who am I speaking with besides Mark?
My name's
Sammy.
Hey, Sammy. Good afternoon to you. Happy Sunday to you.
Carl, you asked me to see if I could do a charity rate for your a discount rate for your charity, and I said that I'd reach out to the staff and see who would help us do it at a discounted rate. And Miss Sammy said that she would.
Yeah.
She's reducing her rate, and the company is reducing their overhead rate. And what we're going to try and do for you is we want to walk through a lot of the things that we're going to be doing for you to enhance your marketing of your charity, so we can help other small businesses while we show what we're doing for you.
Okay. Just a couple of caveats here is I did just contract earlier this week with somebody else to kind of help me move this along. That doesn't necessarily preclude me from doing it a second, with in addition to, but that's one thing I've got kind of going on and trying to figure out.
Well, what is it that you want to do with us then?
Well, which end is up? Brother, I'm just trying to figure out which end is up on every different day. So I've got multiple different goals. So as you know, I've got kind of two brands that I'm kind of dealing with, right?
Right.
I've got Colorado Resilience, which is the charity and the nonprofit that's again trying to take on these broken systems that we have out there, and which is just this ridiculously audacious, ridiculous. Anyway, no polite words for that. But
well, what Carl does is he helps people walk through divorce in a way that is helping people spare kids a big tug with getting caught in the middle of divorce.
Gotcha.
And,
well, so quickly, Sammy. Yeah, I'm just I had that experience of 10-year high conflict divorce. It cost me several $100,000, and it was just nothing but the financial and emotional destruction of our family and my kids and all that other fun stuff. So I've been that certainly inspired my life's mission, of which is now really kind of twofold. One is where it started off, many years ago, really around the second brand, which is Split Smart. It's a divorce organization tool that again helps you get your property division organized so you can more efficiently, effectively, and transparently negotiate, and then figure out more about your parenting plan, and again, so in a transparent way of getting organized, it again helps kind of keep it. The transparency and organize are the guardrails that kind of help everybody kind of keep their emotions in check, and do the smart thing of getting to the end goal that much more easy. So back into the charity of Colorado Resilience I've just taken this ridiculous approach of again trying to fight the system, fight the man, and where the system I view it as very broken, but the system thinks it's probably working pretty damn well because it's taking all of our money.
Yeah.
And so it is trying to bring on fighting policy, getting involved in policy, but I'm also kind of trying to bring programs forward, again to help people avoid the systems, do themselves a favors. I've got this one thing called Be the Hero, and it's because I fully believe that most people when they kind of talk about divorce or kids and child support that it's an emotional topic, right?
Yeah.
So it can be quickly people, because it's emotional, and if there's that least bit of animosity between the couple, people can very easily kind of default into a victim or villain mindset.
Yeah.
And when they do that, then that's where everything kind of goes off the rails. And, and they just don't realize how much better off they would be if they just kind of maintain that hero mindset and make life easier for themselves and for the kids and all that other fun stuff. So all that is very conflated between the two brands.
Gotcha.
And we're, really kind of needing the real help. And I've been over the years with Split Smart, I've invested ridiculous amounts of money, both not only on the product, but also from the marketing, and have little to nothing to show for it. Right.
Gotcha.
So my real goal around
that's where we come in.
Yeah. And so where I'm coming, where I'm kind of coming from is just, I've got this really incredible tool, but I got to get traction. And I have not been getting any traction, and I really need to get that traction. And so this could be a godsend for me. So There we go.
Well, what we're going to do is our regular program that we run is normally $495 a month, and we're going to do you at a discount. You reached out to me and wanted to know if we could do a discount rate for you, and we can. What we do is we start off with a client and we make a war room. And Carl, you don't have a war room with me, do you?
Not that I'm familiar with, no.
Okay. I've done some pro bono coaching with Carl since he's a charity. I normally charge $650 an hour for just straight consulting for large companies. I do that half of my time, as you all know, that if you're on the show, you know that I do that for free for about 50% of my time for small businesses and different organizations and individuals that are building wealth. But I donate all of my time, and I've walked with Carl, about a year now, Carl?
Yeah.
You and I have been talking 6 months.
Yeah.
And really, my role is just to guide everything along. And I'm, like I said, I'm doing that for free. The staff that works at the marketing company, they're a different entity than what I'm doing around with my nonsense that I give away for free. But the time that the starting place that we have when we start working with a client is we build what's called a war room, and it's a group, and we either use Discord or Facebook or Teams or whatever the client's most comfortable with. But it's a central hub that we can all work together, and we don't have to be in a meeting together to work together.
Mm-hmm.
So the client says, hey, I've got these goals and I've got these action items that I want to get done. And then the creators come into the war room, depending on their skill set and what they're working on, and say, okay, Carl, let's get a separate brand, going for each one of the two divisions that you're doing. Or, hey, the branding's good, the logo's good, we like it. Let's start getting some traction. Let's run the AI engine through this and try to figure out what the keywords are that we need to build the audience, and there's separate keywords and descriptions and separate metrics and geofences that, an engineer that's on staff, maybe Bradley will run it through all the funnels and the metrics. Then he'll come back to Sammy and say, okay, here's the keywords and the meta descriptions. I need you to build it in to the graphics and the look and feel of what we're doing. And then a copywriter will take part of that data set and write in those metrics and keywords that are going to identify those people that we want to get in touch with. And then we launch it into micro mini ads or video shows. Carl has done, and he's a really good example of somebody that, needs to do what he's doing on a much lower budget to get the fire building. Because, Carl, we've already tried to spend big money on lavish production stuff, and you have some stuff that looks great, but it's not reaching anybody. It's not getting the phone calls. It's just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
And it's wonderful stuff. He does long productions, interviews, different things like that, great content, but it just isn't lighting that fire. So our formula, and again, this happens in the war room, is we do a 3-second, intro piece that Sammy makes, like a before and an after type of a thing. And Carl, in your case, it's going to be, like people pulling their head out and kids cowering and different things in a picture, and then a slash with another picture of the children being happy and the co-parents with their new spouses or whatever getting together. Everything's, harmonious, and then that clicks to a landing page that says, hey, do you need help, getting your divorce to this happy conclusion? And then they actually click through to a 30-second video that talks about how they can get there. And if they like that, then they click to a landing page And that landing page is a 3-minute video that talks about the things that they can accomplish and how to sign up or support the program or whatever. And then that leads to the sign up form and the email drip campaign, the social media drip campaign, that kind of thing. And so that's telling everyone what we're going to be doing going forward with Carl to help him along the way. And we'll share that with you on Sundays with Sammy, what we're doing for Carl to kind of end his frustration and maybe get some more results at a much lower cost than we've been experiencing.
Really, to end my frustration and to end my poverty.
Yeah.
And honestly, the finances come into everything, you know, and it needs to help the parents that are involved in this, and the legislators and whoever it is that's spending their ad budgets and what they're doing. But it's all about communication at the core level, and we use the technology to get Bella, lay down. She's after my egg bowl.
Yeah, hey, Sammy, again, very much a pleasure to meet you. Mark, really thanks for making this introduction, and I certainly look
Well, I know it was last minute, Carl. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna probably let you go, and then we're gonna start building the war room. We'll talk off camera and kind of get you situated. And if Carl decides to take the plunge with Marketing Hope and Sammy, we'll see you on the show next Sunday. But that's also part of our promotion, is that we do these vignettes and video shows and that kind of thing. And we actually have our own little network going. But maybe someday we'll even invite Dave Blake on the show.
We won't get a word in edgewise.
He's my charity guy, and he's a dynamo. But we need to give him something to refer the customer to. So, Carl, do you want to kind of throw in your website for people just so we can tease that?
Yeah, I've got two of them. So one where I've been spending most of my time and angst about is this ColoradoResilience.org. And that's, kind of, it's the higher level of what I'm trying to do. And then the splitsmart.com is where I have, no polite words, but
that's an app that you've developed.
Yeah, it's an app, and it solves the two biggest problems in divorce of, everybody lying about money and the kids being put in the middle unnecessarily. And just real quickly about the audience, so when we, so what part of my journey here has been, there in the world of divorce, there's these three main audiences. There's the couple, there is the lawyers, and all the other bottom feeders, and then there's also then it's the courts. And so I have certainly in my tool, I think benefits them all, but I've been trying to market to all the audiences, trying to boil the ocean, in which has not been effective. So I've certainly kind of dropped the courts for the time being. I've dropped the bottom feeders for the time being, and focusing in on those that are going through the divorce. And even in divorce, there's that spectrum, right? The people who can figure it out or want to figure it out, and there's no animosity, and they just want to go online and do it quickie divorce, and more power to them. And so they somewhat, if they've got money or kids, this is kind of the low hanging fruit. But then you got the group in the middle where a lot of people kind of fall into, where they got more money. There is that more complicating factors that could send somebody down off down the wrong rail. And that's who, those are the ones where we can have the biggest impact. So we can help them make the right decision to say, this is really easy. And then there are those others that are just in the pure litigation fight although I think the tool was made for them. That's not the audience we're going to get to right now.
Well, and again, it's about getting ears and eyes and referring that message. And, it's just like any other product that we're trying to sell. This one happens to be coaching and counseling and whatever, political, lobbying for the right, whatever we want to do for the kids. We just have to get it into the people that are interested in that community and that product. And Sammy and I are well versed in eye-catching artwork and branding, kind of stair-stepping type of collateral that allows people to understand that message and connect with it and say, hey, that's me, or hey, that's my sister. I want to forward this piece to her, and when we do our newsletters and we do our stuff, I think last time we talked, you showed me a big trifold of information that was very well done. Yes. No one's going to read that.
So I'm getting this in, and I am having some success, limited to, but getting it in at the courts. And
I guarantee you that unless you're bored in court, you're not going to read that.
Well, but when you go to sign to file for divorce, you may, and I'm in the self-help center.
What I'm saying is, each bit of information in that pamphlet needs to be presented as an idea, and then that brings people to the trifold that said, "Oh, I need to do this," because it used to be the web page had all the information, and people would go to web pages and learn about things. That's gone. That doesn't happen anymore. What happens with a web page now is by the time somebody gets to a web page, they want to have information on how to buy. They've listened to the story over social media. They've gotten their questions and answers out of the way. All they're looking for is, where do I put my credit card number? How do I pay? And we don't want to wait until that juncture to give them the information, because if we do, somebody else has already sold to them.
So I'm looking forward to our next conversation offline. Sammy, certainly a pleasure to meet you. I hear my son just kind of came in, and so I need to go get to him. But
all right, buddy. Well, listen, you have a great Sunday. Are you guys going to play hockey together?
No, he just came over to get something to eat, and I'm going to go play hockey a little bit later. But yeah. So
Carl's an old man hockey guy. And we love our hockey players that go on long, extended, recreational beer league play. So listen, keep yourself safe and don't get hurt. And you reach back out to me and we'll have another meeting during the week.
All right. Y'all beautiful people. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, Carl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Very nice guy.
He has problems with his marketing efforts. And really, that is the type of individual that Sammy and Kim and Brad and I at the agency are all interested in helping figure out this complex puzzle that is marketing, either on a small scale or a large scale. But we have to have a plan.
Yeah.
And part of the problem is that people think a plan comes with a huge price ticket, and it doesn't. And Sammy is here to work with clients. I mean, pretty much $500 a month is a minimum starting space, because you're accessing so much talent. If you need a couple $100 fixes to get you started, we'll help you. And we do a lot of pro bono work for charities and different things like that. But I think that a business of any substance is seeing $500 a month as, buying that 5 hours of work from that organization and getting that talent in there. And that's a good starting point for good, solid media and marketing work where you actually are producing something that conveys that message. Wouldn't you agree, Sammy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, if we're excited about your product, your project, we give a lot more, oftentimes because, we're just creative people and you're at an agency and, you're working on something and so, you might get a little extra time from us on how do I get this garage door company, to rank higher in Google and what things do I need to be doing to help them do that? And, you get people like us that are very interested in your problem. And you can go off and fix garage doors or do roofing or sell houses or whatever you're doing, while people like us are in the backgrounds working on, hey, how does this fit together? And how do we get people to start thinking about this? And then how do we make a call to action for them to actually pick up the phone and say, hey, look, I want you to come clean my house. And then all of those efforts as a maid come to the eventual act of ringing the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a good call with him.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to touch base with people. I know you're on a schedule as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to share screen Old Souls.
Okay.
And I want to bring that back real quick. As an example, this is the logo I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a corresponding page for that podcast. And it shows some of the interaction from the show producers. And in this case, it's John and I. And this is just the page that is got information with the listeners are going along. And I may have a broken stream here. Oh, okay, here we go. This was a show that we had with the Good Doctor. And so that happens to be on this page. And then as we create this brand, and this show is actually a friend of mine who is a racquetball guy, professional racquetball player.
Gotcha.
And now we're giving out advice and we're kind of trying to help, some of thus older customers, go travel through some of the technology that we're dealing with. And this is a good example of a Facebook page that I'm going to develop into a podcast home station, home base. And then later, this may or may not develop into a website, which Kim can build a website for somebody after we collect the data. But most of the problem that people have with websites is, I don't know where to start. It's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. Well, our India arm can do the website inexpensively. And if we create the Facebook page as a mini website, then the creative folks can later take that and make it into a full-fledged mobile website and connect it to the social media as it's meant to be.
Gotcha.
And what we want to do is make that easy for everyone.
Yeah.
And the reason that we're doing all these shows is to help people. Like when I do my show with Nicole, she's building the Synergy CBD network.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to show everybody how easy it is to get together and collaborate with each other and make some progress.
Yeah.
When you're by yourself, it's hard,
Yeah.
Even if you're as talented as you are, Sammy, with the things that you do,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have that companion people that are working with you, like for instance, the relationship that you and I have,
Yeah.
you're super talented, you're super creative, you're super studied and trained in the graphic arts and all that kind of thing. But I know everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a sales guy.
Yeah.
So my role is, hey, here's Sammy. She's great and she could do stuff. And then you take over in what your niche is. But it's about synergy and it's about working together as a team. And that's what we specialize in. So what else did we have? Wasn't there something that you created for me?
I did those
didn't look at it.
little, I think 30-second videos. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. Well, I don't know. Oh, I'm on this wrong profile. When you make these pages, you're on a profile.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. I have to switch back. But I want to get to our war room. Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
And Sammy and Mark war room.
Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's the short ad video file at the top of the war room.
Okay, I'm on there right now. How does this look? Okay, short ad. I wish that I could learn how to upload these to the studio on the fly.
Yeah.
AI material that's going to reach out to their customers. That's a nice little ad designed for them to promote their business.
Exactly.
What do they got to do?
Just got to contact us.
I like it. I need to deploy that somewhere and do something else with that. And I also think, and let me just try it right here, and this is the audience watching us kind of sort some things out, but I think when we're doing these, short videos like that,
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing the interview format, I think we should do this.
Gotcha.
And whoever's doing the speaking
Mm-hmm.
needs to be less important. And then you can add graphics, in and around here for the message. And then we fade rather than having this, interview format.
Gotcha.
We cut an ad that's a little bit smaller like this one.
Okay.
Oh, sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
And I think that's 34 minutes, and that's a pretty good show, actually. What do you think? Is there anything that you are dying to tell the listeners or need to say to me or whatever?
I think just checking in. So working on that logo this week for the Old Soul Sage Advice. And
Let me
did
tell you, I think John Faust will be thrilled. I'll have him come on to your show next Sunday, and he won't believe how great it is. And Sammy, I love you. You are just so wonderful to work with, and anybody that has an opportunity to see this video and work with Sammy, you will absolutely know that it's worth your while and worth your time. And if you want a little bit of a discount, we'll work with some people if you allow us to show your progress on our show and kind of be part of the promotion that we're doing. We'll work with people.
Mm-hmm.
So have a great day. Tell your wonderful husband that I said hi. And you guys reach out to me. And will you reach out to me off air next week sometime?
Sure.
And we'll talk with Mallory, the bookkeeper, and make sure that we're keeping your pay straight and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. The Sammy and Mark Show, folks.